my divorce papers. They are not final yet. So technically, right this minute, I'm still married.
The relationships we've seen on the television show 90 Day Fiancé are definitely some of the cringiest relationships on television. It's very rare to see a couple on the show that you can actually root for. The storylines are so dramatic and over the top, viewers can't help but watch the train wrecks as they're happening. From older men to gold-digging women, the personalities featured on 90 Day Fiancé are some of the craziest. Let's take a look at relationships on 90 Day Fiancé that were pure fraud. Josh and AIKA. When Josh met AIKA, it was pretty clear that she had certain demands that he needed to provide. She wasn't shy about letting Josh know that she expected money and a nice place to live. AIKA received her K-1 visa and was able to come to the United States to get married to Josh. A major point of contention between the two was when AIKA mentioned that she wanted to have children, but Josh has had a vasectomy. The couple are still together and kid-free. Jorge and ANFISA. One of the most entertaining, if not fakest, relationships to ever appear on 90 Day Fiancé was Jorge and ANFISA. ANFISA was an ex-webcam girl who was definitely looking for someone with deep pockets to marry. When Jorge popped onto the scene, he may have let on that he was richer than he actually was. Whoops! When ANFISA found out that she hadn't exactly found the sugar daddy she always dreamed of, she was downright angry. While ANFISA never specifically denied that she was only with Jorge for his money, she also alluded to the fact that maybe Jorge was only with her because of her looks. Jorge eventually ended up getting arrested for transporting drugs. The two are, shockingly, still together. Jay and Ashley. When Ashley was vacationing in Jamaica, she met Jay, and the two quickly became involved. They were married soon after in Las Vegas, but their problems were just beginning. One day after their wedding, Ashley discovered a dating app on Jay's phone. The rumors began flowing that the couple actually broke up before the show began production, but they played along so they could still appear on television. Ashley officially filed for divorce 8 months after the show aired, but ultimately decided to give Jay another chance. In the end, it was brought to light that the rumors were true and the two were not actually dating while they filmed their episode. The wedding that was filmed was completely faked and left viewers furious. Mark and NIKKI. NIKKI was 19 years old when she met Mark, who happened to be 40 years older than her. Mark treated NIKKI like a child and couldn't figure out why NIKKI was so upset when he regifted her his ex-wife's car. The relationship was doomed from the beginning. When Mark picked NIKKI up from the airport, the conversation was weird and awkward on the car ride home. At one point, NIKKI touched the car window with her fingers and Mark freaked out. He told her grubby hands would leave a mark. The couple ended up getting married, and it seems that Mark is as controlling as ever. AZAN and NICOLE. AZAN and NICOLE started off with a possibly valid relationship. In the beginning, they did seem genuinely happy. However, once the pair had spent a few days together, things headed south. One major red flag that this relationship wouldn't go to the distance was that AZA continually forced his curvy girlfriend to work out and attempt to get into shape. He went so far as to threaten that he wouldn't come to the United States unless she started going to the gym. AZAN admitted that he wasn't attracted to NICOLE and felt she should start making better decisions for her health. NICOLE ended up cheating on AZAN while he was back in his country, which created a lot of resentment between the two. AZAN kept the relationship going out of spite, as well as pressure from the producers of the show. Molly and Luis. Luis was a bartender at a resort in the Dominican Republic when he met Molly, and the two hit it off. Their relationship moved quickly, and once Luis came to the United States, the relationship went downhill. There was a substantial age difference, with Luis being 15 years younger than Molly, which made for some tension between Molly's children and Luis. Luis was well aware that Molly had children before he came to the US, but seemed put out whenever he was expected to step up and be a stepfather. The issues between Luis and Molly didn't seem to faze Luis, who had his eye on the prize, a green card. When the couple finally filed for divorce, Luis was able to stay in the country. Larry and Jenny. Larry and Jenny have to be two of the oddest people to appear on 90 Day Fiancé. Larry has many quirks that make it hard for him to get ahead. He has severe social anxiety and runs a super odd YouTube channel. Jenny's family wanted to welcome Larry into their family by cooking a special meal, to which Larry said, nope. The family had spent big bucks on the meal and Larry refused to eat it. It was a fully roasted pig, hooves and all. When the couple got engaged, they wanted to wait a full year for Jenny's K-1 visa to get approved before they could leave the Philippines and head to the United States to get married. Sean and Abby. Sean and Abby met on a dating app and decided to meet in Haiti, where Abby lived. It didn't take long before Sean's true colors came out and he was seen as a control freak who had a thing for exotic younger women. Abby was no angel either. She was still involved with her ex-boyfriend and was just interested in Sean so she could pursue her business in America. Despite these issues, the two got engaged, but it didn't last long. They split almost as quickly as they got together. Abby has since moved on with another American man. David and Evelyn. David met Evelyn when he sent her a message via her band's Facebook page. The two struck up a relationship even though Evelyn lived in New Hampshire and David was in Spain. They dated long distance for a while before meeting face to face. These two weren't exactly fan favorites when their episode aired. From Evelyn's grandiose musical aspirations to David's condescending personality, although they annoyed fans, they seemed to be a match made in heaven. Despite speculation that the relationship was a scam, the two are still together, and Evelyn has even appeared on American Idol, making it to the final 14 before getting the boot. Many speculate that it was her appearance on 90 Day Fiancé that rubbed potential American Idol voters the wrong way and caused her early exit from the show. Paul and Karine. The red flags were flying high with this one. Aside from having some pretty severe psychological problems, Paul and Karine didn't even speak the same language and had to communicate through an app on Paul's phone. Eventually, Karine became pregnant, but Paul couldn't afford the K-1 visa that Karine needed to come to the US. Paul's mother refused to put up the money, so he ended up moving to Brazil to be with Karine and the baby. The family was eventually able to come to the United States for good, but this story doesn't end there. Eventually, Karine filed for divorce, and according to Paul, she ran away with a musician. Apparently, Karine had been talking to the musician long before she and Paul even got married. Matt and ALLA. Matt and ALLA seemed like a pretty good match, but it wasn't long before viewers could see right through to ALLA's intentions. It wasn't hard to see that ALLA was interested in one thing and one thing only: getting her green card. ALLA was from Ukraine and desperately wanted to come to the United States. Matt was just a nice guy from Kentucky and seemed like ALLA's ticket out of Kiev. ALLA didn't do much to hide her master scheme. She was pretty open with Matt's friends and told them that she didn't even love Matt. ALLA came clean to Matt after the wedding, but it didn't seem to have any effect on him. After constant pestering from ALLA about moving to a bigger city, Matt put his house on the market to make his bride happy. David and Annie. The relationship between David and Annie seemed dead on arrival. The two were so blatantly fake on the show that it made viewers sick to their stomachs. David had no job, a drinking problem, and lived rent-free with a friend. Annie seemed like a naive girl from a small poor town in Thailand looking to start a new life. She may have been asking herself if a green card was worth staying with David. It turns out it was, and the couple currently live in Arizona and are trying their hand at stand-up comedy. You heard that right. The pair perform on stage for, well, mostly fans of the show. Danielle and Mohamed. Who could forget Danielle and Mohamed? These two were the perfect example of a fake couple. The only problem was, everyone saw it but Danielle. Danielle was a 41-year-old mother when she met 26-year-old Mohamed in an online chat room. Mohamed was from Tunis, and the two quickly started dating long distance, and it wasn't long before they applied for a K-1 visa, which is a visa issued to a fiancé of an American citizen, so that they can enter the United States. When Mohamed finally came to America and met Danielle face to face, things went downhill fast. Everyone from Danielle's friends and family to the viewers watching at home had reservations about Mohamed's true intentions. Everyone had reservations, that is, except Danielle, who was adamant that their love was real. Even though the two eventually tied the knot, there was definitely something fishy going on. Mohamed claimed he couldn't kiss Danielle because it was against his religion. Mohamed also refused to be intimate with Danielle, who would threaten to call immigration and have Mohamed deported. Instead of having the marriage annulled, Danielle eventually divorced Mohamed so he could remain in the US. Which couple do you think was the biggest fraud on 90 Day Fiancé? Are there any couples on this list that you were rooting for? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one.